How did you all network in the UX field? And did that help in finding a job?
I would say I networked a lot on LinkedIn, just like anybody who had either Avocademy or UX in their title at all, I just connected with. Otherwise, the Microsoft mentoring program helped like a lot. Like as soon as I started getting, like I started to connect with them on LinkedIn. Um, I just started to get a whole bunch of people because when somebody is from Microsoft, that's kind of a big name, and so you definitely pop up in there like recommended. Otherwise, Avocademy in general just has like a really great community aspect to it where everybody's super supportive and it's like wants you to win. And so there are different channels in there too that you can kind of like past people that have been in it have been like, okay, well, our company's hiring, like everybody, like, what's your name? I want to like refer you, that kind of a thing. So that's pretty much what I did. I did LinkedIn and just like relied on the Avocademy community.
Yeah, so I did a lot of networking as well. I went on LinkedIn and I actually found social workers turn UX designers, and I feel like that was extremely helpful. One, just to really, hear their story and hear how they made the transition from being a social worker to where they are now. And I was actually able to speak to a social worker turned UX designer who worked at Amazon and now he's at Indeed. And he's super nice. Like he's just so friendly. Like you send these invitations or these like connection requests and you don't know if they're going to respond. But I'm really thankful for him because he, really gave me his time to explain to me how he made that transition successfully, and then how he worked, when he was at Amazon and now he's at Indeed. So I highly suggest you doing that. I think, again, it was also kind of like a confidence boost to know that there were other people who came from my exact, I didn't talk to anyone who came from child welfare, but who came from social work to UX design, just to see like it is possible. And I also, when I was applying, I didn't really do this until the end, or actually I did this for the companies I was more interested in. After I applied to a job, I would go in on LinkedIn and find designers who worked at that company and message them or, connection requested them. And I said, hi, I'm a UX designer. I see you work at X company. I would love to, have the opportunity to chat with you about the design work there. I guess I would say like out of like 6 people I sent connection requests to, I probably heard back from like half of them. But it can be really beneficial. One of the designers I spoke to actually volunteer to push my portfolio through, and then 30 minutes later I got an email from the HR people and I got like interview set up. I actually ended up declining a second round interview for that company because I took my the offer for my company. But even doing that, like, you don't know what can come out of that. I think you have to go into it expecting to get ghosted because a lot of people just are busy and might not respond to you. But you could fall into the opportunity that I did where the designer volunteered to push my portfolio through. So
yeah, I think networking, I think, also comes naturally just from the CJ course, because you get to be with all these other people that eventually maybe get a job before you, or maybe you were in a group together already. And then so because they were further along the process, they made a job. And so sometimes you're able to contact them, see about kind of maybe some interview things that they learned along the way. Same thing, LinkedIn. I didn't use LinkedIn until 6 months ago. I had one that I set up when I graduated college because that's what I was told to do. And then I never opened it again. So LinkedIn is a big thing. It wasn't in my previous field of work, so that's why I didn't have any interest in it. But I see how it's super beneficial now, just with connecting with other UX designers, previous, Avocademy people. The other day, there was an Avocademy grad, well, actually one of my mentors, and then they were posting about a job that they had, available. And then I knew somebody that was looking for a job. So I kind of referred them to them. He's like, hey, they're hiring, and I know them because, Avocademy and this and that. So within Avocademy, you also kind of make your own network. And even for me now, trying to refer somebody, right? I reach out to Maka, and I'm sure she also was able to reach out to other students as well. So I think just within itself, it creates a network, which is good. And obviously just LinkedIn, just messaging people and people that have had previous experiences, the company that you're looking for or trying to work at, or just that come from the same field. that made the transition, because I'm 99% sure that most likely you're not the first person that's transitioned from your job to UX design. Someone else has to have done it before. And so finding someone that you can talk to and learn from is really helpful as well.
Yeah, I think you all touched on like some awesome points. I'll do a quick summary. I think the CJ community is amazing, and I am amazed by how you all just like keep making connections within the community, even when we don't organize the events. We have a daily CJ call that, you know, I think most of you are actually on consistently, and folks are like on there offering to do mock interviews with each other, and there's like little groups of people that I see like making jokes on the call together that I know they're probably DMing or in some subgroups together. So I think that's great. Everybody's super willing to help each other. Like Daniel said, when companies are hiring, you all come to me like, hey, we're hiring for this role, and we're able to refer more grads to those roles. We have a network of CJ grads in a separate group where now we just started doing like every other week calls on like after like job talks, right? Like things that come up when you start the job. And I think we also have, I mean, we have our amazing mentor staff at Avocademy, but we've started partnering with different groups. Like I think some of you mentioned the Microsoft program. There's a Dell program we partnered with that allows you all as students to like talk to employees at these companies and like ask them the question, you know, the burning questions you all have. So yeah, I think you all touched on everything there.